Today we're going to be tying up the Grim Reaper salmon fly. So it's a fly that's been made popular in recent years by Willie Walker. Okay, and we're going to use one with Claret in it, so let's start. So the first thing I need to do is add on our gold oval, or gold wire. That's going to create a tag for us. Okay, so just secure that on down to just where you're above the hook points. And then we'll do 4 or 5 turns of your oval. And the last turn we'll tuck up underneath and just secure that in. A few turns, and then what we'll do is we'll bend it back on ourselves. And I'm going to bring this right up to the tag, making sure that tag is level with the thread after a few wraps. Okay, so the tail is, as I said, I'm going to use Claret. There's a few versions. There's a red version as well, and I see there's already a few videos up on that, so no point reinventing the wheel. So I'm going to go for the Claret one here. And this is a size 12 hook, so not too heavily dressed. Okay, so I have some leveled up bucktail. So this is bucktail that I've already stacked. And I'm just going to put that on now. So again, the tail length of these kind of flies, long-tailed shrimps, you're talking about twice the length of the shank, maybe even more if you prefer. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie it on a little bit back from the tag. And lightly just apply the thread wraps. I don't want it to splay. Okay, and then once I know I'm happy with that, I'll just use a little bit of super glue. I'll put that on, and that means the super glue will be holding it as opposed to putting pressure on the wraps. Sometimes whenever you're using bucktail, when you apply the pressure on, it can splay the fibres. Okay, while that's drying, I'm going to add on some red crystal flash. So I've got 3 strands here. I'm just going to put that in the centre of the tail. Okay, and then trim them to the length of the tail or less. Okay, I'm just going to neaten up things. Okay, so this is an Irish shrimp, so it's half Cascade style, half Irish shrimp. Okay, and then I'm just going to level off that body now. Okay, so we already have our rib for our rear half of the body. And for the body, I'm going to use this Claret dubbing. Okay, so I'm just going to apply a little bit on. Bring the thread back to the tag. And then that's anchored now because it's been twisted on. Okay. And then we just bring the dubbing up to about just more than half or so. So that whenever it's finished, it'll be about 2/3, or sorry, 3/5 of the body. Okay. Now we just follow that up with our gold rib. Okay, probably about 3 turns or so would do. And then secure that in underneath. And then just trim off our excess. Okay, next thing we're going to do is add on our mid hackle. So I'm going to use red badger cock. So just as always, just break off the tip, get our wax. Oh, a bit messy. Get our wax and put a bit on the thread. And then where I break off that tip, I want to secure that in. Have a few wraps and then bend it back. A few more wraps. Okay, then I'm just going to train the fibres, they point inwards. It'll just make the doubling a bit easier. Okay. Then we'll just start wrapping our hackle. I'm probably going to do 3 wraps here, so that's 2, and then I'm going to remove what I think will be the excess for the third wrap. Okay, make sure that the stalk isn't touching turns, it's not going on top of previous wraps. A few turns to secure that in up the body. Okay, then we just get our gold oval again, and this is going to be the rib of the front body. Again, I like to put whenever the tackle fiber's not in the way, I like to put the rib on underneath. Just get that out of the way. Okay. And then for the front body, it's going to be gold dubbing, like ice dubbing, light bright dubbing, whatever you want to call it, metallic dubbing. Okay. And again, I just do a few wraps back, and it already secures a few fibres in, so then I can get a real good tight grip of that dubbing. Okay. Probably put on way too much, so I'll take this off. Okay. We'll just neaten up the head area a little bit before we come on of our rib. We'll just take a wee bit of that dubbing off, and then we just follow up our rib, which will secure in that dubbing. And again, 2, maybe even 3 wraps. There's plenty this time round. Okay, so this is really good autumn colours. Really good for at the back end. And if anybody hasn't seen Willie Walker's channel, have a look. He does very well on this fly across various different rivers. Next part we're going to use is our wing. So for the wing, you'd use fox, but this time, just because I have it on the desk here, I'm going to use runner. Okay, this is also a smaller fly, so give a good mobile tail, or a good mobile wing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all the guard hairs and all the underfur. Okay. And I'm just going to tie this in just to go past the hooks, the bend of the hooks are. So it meets the tail probably about halfway in. A few turns and pinch and loop. Look at that to secure in. And then just trim off our excess. Okay, so the next part we're now in is some jungle cock. So I've got 2 pieces here, and they'll go just either side of that wing. Okay, so I always just do a few loose turns first of all, before fixing them and checking them to make sure that I'm happy where they're sitting. I'm happy on this side, and just want to make sure that they're parallel to each other. Okay, now that I'm happy, just going to put a wee bit of super glue again on my thread. Left the lid of super glue on, so it's actually very tacky at the moment. Not ideal, but we'll work with it. Take off the excess needle here. Okay, and then we're just gonna a few turns of that Don't worry about the access, we can cut that off afterwards. I'll go with a really secure hold. There's nothing worse than facing a fly and the jungle cock comes out. Okay, taking our scissors, we're going to go in and cut off our access. On both sides. Okay, there's a few wee bits of fluff there, but that'll all disappear as we're securing the head later on. Okay, so now we're going to use another feather for the hackle, so another red badger. I'm just going to break that off and expose a few fibres again. Don't need to wax my thread this time around because I have tacky super glue there. Okay, and then fold that back. Give me a nice secure hold. Again, get your scissors and just start to blend those fibres into the stalk. And probably same as the last time, probably do 3 turns or so, but we'll see how it looks anyway. That's the first turn. Yeah, we'll go for 3. Okay, and again, you'll probably notice that I've done the same way I removed the fibres. What I suspect would be excess, just for a cleaner and neater cut off. Okay, then just gonna tidy things up a little bit. Spud that head up for extra security. Okay, and then get with a finish tool. Do a few turns, secure off 4 or 5 turns, usually fine. And that is your Grim Reaper salmon fly, folks. So new pattern to me, but I know that Willie does very well on it. So hopefully I'm going to try this out over the next few weeks. As always, folks, if you enjoyed the video, do check out my other videos coming up on screen now. Until next time, thanks very much. All the best.